Hello, listeners. Welcome to another episode of the Unapologetically Unstoppable Women podcast. And you may notice something a little bit different today. And that is because we have our very first expert that we are having on the show. And, listeners, you shared with us that you would love to hear from some different women, and we might even throw in a man here and there who has some expertise to share with you. But so we wanted to honor your request. And one of the first women that came to mind was my dear friend, Michelle Drew. She wait till you hear her story. And she is a naturopathic wellness coach, and just wait till you hear her story and the power of the healing and transformation that she has not only done within herself, but also what she does with the clients who she works with. So I do not want to steal your thunder, Michelle. Welcome to the show. It's such a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you so much, Angie. I was really thrilled when I got the email asking me to be on your show. So thank you.
Yes. Well, without further ado, I'm going to turn the mic over to you and tell us about you and your business.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll start with the business. I ended up, I've been an entrepreneur since 2007 and just totally had different types of businesses all along the way. And my first business was around my passion. My first passion is animals. So I had a pet services business that was very successful, had 10 people, pet professionals working with me. And then COVID happened and the world shut down and nobody was doing anything. And they all had their own dog. They didn't need us. So I had to reinvent myself. And I said, okay, so what's the second thing that I love most? And that was my health, because I had gone through a health challenge, severe health challenge, and I was able to turn it around by getting the appropriate help and the appropriate blood work and getting all the things right. But literally, I was supposed to die. Doctors told my family, we don't think she's going to make it. And if she does, she'll be a vegetable and need a caregiver for the rest of her life.
Wow.
And clearly that's not the case. So
Wow.
yeah, yes, yes. So I was just not taking good care of myself. I was climbing that corporate ladder. It's what I thought was the cool thing to do back then, in the 80s, 80s and 90s. And I was running my butt ragged, working 60 plus hours a week, just doing everything to please everybody else. And in doing that, I neglected myself so severely. Every meal came from a drive-up window. I now know that that's not food. That's synthetic stuff that does not nourish your body at all. I was so stressed out that I was self-medicating every single night just to get a decent night's sleep so that I could get up and do it all over again the next day. And I just wasn't living. And I just kept running and running and running. And finally, I hit a wall. I I went to bed. I didn't feel well. Something's not right. I had just been knocked down the stairs by a Rottweiler puppy. One of my loves is puppies. But I thought I cracked a rib. So I wrapped my ribs. I didn't know you weren't supposed to do that if you did crack a rib, but I wrapped my rib cage nice and tight so that that rib would heal. And I didn't crack a rib. I had pneumonia. So now when I wrapped my ribs nice and tight, my lungs filled up very quickly. So by the time my family insisted and like literally took me to the hospital, my left lung was 100% full of fluid. My right lung was 75% full of fluid, and no oxygen was going to my brain for like 2 weeks. So as soon as I went into the hospital, they put me in a medically induced coma. And that's when they told my family, prepare for the worst. This doesn't look good. And even if she does make it, she's going to be a vegetable. She'll need a caregiver. There's no oxygen going to her brain. She's just not going to be right. And I always make a joke of it, but I love both my brother and my sister, and they're both just different personalities. In the moment before they put me into the coma, they asked me, I didn't have a healthcare proxy. So I signed off as my brother would be my healthcare proxy. Thank God, because my sister's the logical one. she would have heard that news and been like, nah, well, no, she's not going to want to live like a vegetable. So let's just pull the
Pull the
plug.
plug.
So
See you,
thank
sis.
God. And she's right. I would not want to live like that, right? But you don't tell God what the plan is, right? It's
Right?
always the
Right.
perfect plan. And yeah, so after 3 weeks, I did wake up on my own. I weighed 90 pounds. I had to learn how to do everything all over again. I looked at my cell phone and I'm like, what's that? I had to learn how to walk and talk and everything again.
Yeah.
Um, so it was a long journey. And over the next 5 years, I struggled to feel better, to get healthy. And I kept going to the doctors and they would do my blood work and they kept saying to me, everything looks normal. You're crazy. You're lucky you're alive. Just be happy with that. I wasn't happy with that. I was 42 years old, right? So I had to advocate for myself, and I implore the listeners to advocate for yourself. If you feel something isn't right, it's not.
Right.
It's not. Don't let someone tell you that you're fine and oh, don't be such a baby. What are you complaining about? Just advocate, stand up for yourself
Yeah.
because nobody else will as much as you do. So I did. And I went from doctor to doctor, and I finally found a health practitioner who looked at my blood work deeper than anyone else had ever looked at it and did a lot more lab tests than any traditional doctor would have done. And she was like, Michelle, you are not okay. You are depleted in so many areas. Let's get you back. And she did. And she helped me like very quickly. When I started to replenish what my body needed, I started to feel amazing. And I'm going to be 67 in 2 weeks. And I feel better today than I ever did in my 40s. And I attribute it to understanding what is going on inside of my veins with my blood work. So, again, audience, if you are not getting good, comprehensive labs done, find a practitioner who will do them for you. I do them for people. And I'm able to order labs for people as long as they're not in New York, New Jersey, or Rhode Island. But, so that we can really take a good look at what's going on inside. And then we address the depletion, right? Rather than just saying, oh, you just need a multivitamin. You're fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was
Can
my journey.
can I ask, so what are the tests that she did, that the physician did, that the other physicians were not doing? Can you give us a sense of what that would be?
I didn't come, I mean, the list is long. The list is
Okay.
long, and the listeners aren't going to know what it all is anyways, from the
Okay.
lab test. I have a long spreadsheet that I share with my clients and say, ask for these. You're not going to get them all, but you'll
Okay.
get more than you would have gotten if you didn't ask for them. Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a long spreadsheet. But yeah, and then after we did my blood work and we got me on the path to wellness and I started to feel amazing, then she did a genetic swab on the inside of my cheek. And when my genetic um, report came back, she couldn't wait to see me. She pulled me aside. She goes, Michelle, because I see her like outside of work. I mean, outside of her work. She said, Michelle, I can't wait to tell you this. You have the best genes I've ever seen,
Wow.
anyone I've ever tested. So that's a testament that you can do the right thing and trip your genes to the
Oh,
good side, right? Yeah.
yeah.
And people don't know that. People think that, oh, it's in my genes. No,
Right.
it's not in your genes. It's
Right.
not. You can do the right things and trip your genes in the right direction.
Mhm.
So,
I love stories like that because I love reading books about epigenetics and exactly what you're saying. You can change your genes. Don't just lay down and say, well, it's it's my destiny because all of my partner, he said, he's the longest living male in his family history because he knew that there was a history of heart attacks at a certain age, and he takes care of himself. He does what's needed, and he's lived like 15 years longer than any other male in his history. So it's
And
so
counting.
love. Yes,
And
and counting.
counting.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
so healthy. Yes. So
So good.
I'm so excited about this conversation. I'll
Yes,
shut up
yes.
now for a
Yeah,
minute.
no, no.
No, I love all of this because I feel like for the first time in that I can remember, maybe it's just I'm paying attention more, but that health is a forefront topic, especially for women. I think
Yes.
so many times we've been, oh, it's fine, it just hurts a little bit, or it's just this or it's that, and we write it off because we're such nurturers of others. We forget to take care of ourselves. I know I've heard more in the past, even just couple of years advocate for yourself, listen to your body, slow down. You don't have to try and do it all. Get help. All the things
Yeah.
that we need to do to be healthy. Self-care. You hear self-care all the time, you never used to. So, although many listeners may not be able to understand everything you went through to get to where you are, if they
You don't
listen
have to
to the
go through that to get here.
exactly. If they listen to the tips and do the things, hopefully they'll never get to that part.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. And what makes me the most crazy when I hear my clients say, "Well, my doctor told me it's just aging." Mm.
Mm.
I want to punch somebody when I hear that term.
Same.
I'm
I
like,
agree.
yes, it's not just aging. We are meant to age gracefully, and we can if we make the right choices.
Yes.
Um, and I've seen this on social media and all of that, but it just really hits home with me. A man can have 1,000 problems until he doesn't have his health, then he only has one problem.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can have all the money in the world, and if you're unhealthy, it doesn't matter. Health is wealth.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
really is. Yeah, it all starts with your health. I'm
Yeah.
the oldest in my family, my siblings. I have a brother and a sister. I'm the oldest, and I'm by far the healthiest. But it's a choice. You make a choice.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I'd like to share a quick story. So
I love that.
probably 20 years ago, I was diagnosed with allergies. So really severe allergies. And I mean, I had gone on a roller coaster with my niece and I passed out because I couldn't breathe. Luckily, she never knew anything because by the time we got to the end, I was fine, but it scared the you know what out of me. So
Yeah.
I went to see an allergist, and so I was on, antihistamines. I had an inhaler for allergy-induced asthma and all this stuff. So I was doing and allergy shots. So I mean, just all kinds of
Wow.
stuff. And of course, the more you use them, the more you need.
Mm-hmm.
So I was taking so much, and I was on my way to Columbus, driving to Columbus from Cincinnati, and it was the season where all the farmers, like farms on both sides, are all, kicking up the dust. I couldn't breathe. I had to
Oh,
pull over. I couldn't breathe, but there was nothing I could do.
oh my God,
So
that's
I
scary.
made it to Columbus and got into the emergency room. And so they took care of me, all that. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm done.
Mm.
I went to my allergist after that and I said, you can either help me or I'm doing this on my own. I'm weaning myself off of this. I'm going to do acupuncture and to see if that helps. And I have been med free ever since.
Did you see the smile that came on my face when you said acupuncture? I'm like,
Yes,
yeah,
yes. And it's
I love
so
that.
there are natural ways to heal.
Yes.
And,
Oh,
but
100%.
we think our doctors, it's just like you're saying, Michelle, we think our doctors know exactly what's needed, but they know what they know. And they're
Right.
not
What they were
always
taught.
looking at the alternatives.
Right. That's so true. So,
Yeah,
so true. And I mean, doctors are necessary. When I broke my wrist, there's
right.
nothing natural that I could do to make this all better. That's what I
Um,
go to doctors for. I haven't been to a traditional doctor since 2007. I don't. I know how to keep myself healthy. I don't need anyone to teach me that. I can't do anything about this, right? So yeah, and that's it's what they're taught, and they're taught certain things deliberately inside of the system,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Not most, but a good percentage of doctors go into the system, with the best of intentions and their dreams of helping patients and making patients well. Then they get into the system. That's why we're seeing so many practitioners step away from traditional and go out to these concierge and
Mhm.
functional and integrative. And I
Yes.
love that.
Yes.
I work with a lot of those practitioners to
Yes.
help them to scale because it's challenging. It's challenging
I
to,
love my concierge doctor. People are like, will you pay insurance and you pay a monthly premium? I'm like, yep. And that little monthly amount that I pay is so
so
worth it to have her a text away that she responds to quickly.
yeah,
She does go above and beyond. When I'm in her office, I'm the only one there.
yeah,
She's not running 45 minutes late for an appointment like if she's
yeah,
late, she's 3 minutes late,
yeah.
maybe. And it's just she takes all the time. I never feel rushed. She goes above and beyond. She asks lots of questions. She does awesome follow up. I mean, just
I love
that
that.
money right there is worth it. It's
Yeah,
125 bucks a month, which I think is kind of standard
nothing.
for my age. But I'm
Yeah,
like, that's the best $125 I spend.
100%. And I'm on a mission, kind of a new direction that I'm taking is I'm on a mission to help those practitioners to scale their business. Because I mean, it's tough. How many people do you have to have at $125 a month to really make the money that you need to pay your student loans, if nothing else, right?
And the
Um,
rent and the
yeah,
malpractice insurance
everything.
and all the stuff, right?
Yes, yes. And one thing that I'm finding, one of the blessings that came out of breaking my wrist is I always knew that insurance payout was wacky. I never realized how wacky it is. I don't know how these doctors survive. I
Yeah.
really don't. Whatever they bill the insurance company, what I'm seeing from my explanation of benefits is they're getting 1/10. They're being reimbursed 1/10 of what the bill is.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
that's crazy to me, and it has me on a mission to reach out and help those practitioners. Like, hey, let's band together. Let's do some things to bring additional income into your practice. So, yeah,
They
yeah.
get the negotiated amount.
I know. Isn't
Right.
that
But
crazy?
they don't have any part of the negotiation. It's this
That's
is what
right.
the insurance tells them they're getting.
Yeah.
But we just negotiated. We're
Yeah.
telling you what you get.
Yeah. Where else? Like, if you have a plumber come into your house and he does work for you, do you get to tell him, no, 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 I'm not going to pay that much. I'm just going to pay this much. That's okay.
No.
No,
I just
no.
negotiated. This was free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
no,
so crazy to me.
doesn't
So
happen.
crazy. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Michelle, give us like 3 to 4 things that listeners, quick, easy, dirty, I mean quick and easy, not dirty, that they can do
Or
immediately
30.
to advocate for themselves or something, maybe, hey, how can I listen to my body better? Just something fast and easy that they could implement today.
Yeah. Well, one thing I would be more than happy to share with listeners, I have a separate list for men and women. If they want that list of labs to ask their doctors for, I'm happy to share it. Happy to share it. You will not get them all, but you'll get more than you would have, and insurance will pay for it. So I would love to share that with your listeners. My email address is easy. It's michelle@michelledrew.com. Doesn't get any easier. I will shoot that right out to them, no problem. And some of the things that I teach my clients is the free. Does anybody here use a grounding mat? Because you all live in the cold. It's cold where you are. I get to put my feet on the earth year round now, but do you
Yeah.
use a grounding mat or get your bare feet on the earth consistently?
Yes,
I-
I
Yeah.
do.
Magic. Magic. I have a grounding mat under my desk and I'm usually fighting my dogs for it. You can't tell me that they know anything about that grounding mat other than it makes them feel good
Makes them
when
feel
they
good.
lay on it. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And I have one on my bed. So I'm grounding all the time. And you can just feel the calm come over your body. You're dumping all that positive angst into the negative charge of the earth. So that I love. Deep breathing is critical. Belly breathing, not just deep in your chest. Push that belly out. Deep belly breathing. And even if you're having trouble falling asleep at night, do some deep belly breaths and just like mold into the bed or the pillow with some deep belly breaths. Hydration, I'm big on electrolytes. I don't do Gatorade electrolytes.
No.
I don't do sugar at all. I mean, if there's some in things that I buy, but I don't do sugar. So, I think find a good electrolyte that is Himalayan sea salt and pepper extract. So, I have one that I use, but they're available out there. What else do I love? Wash your vegetables in baking soda because there's so much crap that the wax to keep it like looking pretty longer than it should. Soak it in like a tablespoon of baking soda and a small little pan of water for about 10 minutes, fruits and vegetables before you eat them. And you can't believe what you see at the bottom of the pan, what
Wow.
has come off of that fruit or vegetable. So
Does it change the taste of the fruit or
not
vegetable?
at all. Not at, you definitely want to rinse it off. Like I
Oh,
don't take
sure.
it right from the baking soda water to my pan. So just rinse it off with like cold water and doesn't change it actually makes them taste better, if anything.
Ooh, I'm going to try that when I make my salad this afternoon.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
those are all pretty much free, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I love
And
free.
so, and what do you say about when you exhale? Should you exhale longer than the inhale?
That I never even paid attention to, honestly. I don't know.
Because
Do you have
what
any
I've,
tips on that?
yeah, what I've learned is on the exhale, that's what really helps you relax. Definitely the belly breathing, but also adding at the exhale being at least a beat longer than the inhale makes a huge difference. So,
Interesting. I just learned something new. Thank
oh,
you.
good.
Yes.
I feel important now.
Oh, and I use
Oh,
a vibration plate. That's not free, but I but I it was still, it was like $60. I mean, it was very inexpensive. And that it just, I mean, you literally can feel the blood flow increasing through your body, and just you can just like literally just feel all the stuff just vibrating away, and oh my gosh, I just walk off of that thing. It's a 10-minute cycle, and you just feel like $1,000,000.
So
that is not the
quickly,
first time I heard that.
what's the difference between a vibration plate and a grounding mat?
Oh, huge difference. They do different things. The grounding mat just like balances your energy, and the vibration plate gets the blood going through your
Okay.
Literally,
everything, right? Yeah, it's serious.
You do that
when
well,
you
Angie.
come, because Anne's going to stay with me for a week. When you come, you can use the vibration plate every day, and you're going to love it.
I may go ahead and order them before then, but just for the listeners, I didn't know the difference. Maybe other people didn't as well.
Yeah, no, that was a
Yeah.
great question. That's a
Yep.
great question.
I find that I know, um, just, talking with women and stuff, and it's like that, it's like, I want to hear something new. I want to hear something different. And I totally understand that. And believe me, I am anti-status quo. Like, if someone tells me to go left, I'm going right every time, because that's just me and
Yeah.
how I roll.
Yeah.
However, there are just some things that, like grounding,
Mhm.
it works. It's just one of those times when you don't need something new. You don't need to go right when someone says go left.
Yeah.
It's
And the science supports it.
Yeah, truly. And believe me, I mean, you read anything about me, and I am anti cookie cutter, and so listeners, you know that about me. However, when it comes to, like, I'm a big water person, and just, opening and listening to all the sounds and seeing all the sights and being connected to the earth and all that kind of stuff. And for me, this is just for me. I don't have to understand it to know that it works, because I just know I feel so much better whenever I am grounding. And even if it's just for 5 minutes, I mean, you don't have to spend 3 hours a day, you know, and if you live in Alaska and there's 12 feet of snow, don't expect to go out, you know.
Oh, you need a grounding mat.
There's other things to do. But yeah, so anyhow, so I just thought I would share that because, you know, there's our women out there like me who are like, you know, well, that's what everybody else is doing. I don't want to do that.
There's some things that are just tried and true.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with respect to grounding mats, so I have one, and actually Dave's using it now, but do you have to replace it after a certain number of years? Mine was getting frayed, and I'm like, I'm not even sure if this is working anymore. What's your wisdom around that?
Well, if the grounding mat that I have, I'm able to test it. I can plug it into a little device that they give me to see that it has to light up 2 lights, and that means it's still going. I think, however, with the grounding sheets that a lot of people use, you're washing those on a regular basis. I can't see, and that's only I have no proof that they don't last, but just logically, I'm thinking if you're washing these things every week, right?
Right.
I don't know. And they're expensive. So I go with the grounding mat.
Okay.
I'm not, you know, if it gets dirty, I just take a little cloth and wipe it down. I'm not putting it in the washer.
Okay. Thank you.
I think the sheets probably go in the dryer too. So yeah, I would opt for the mat over the sheets just for that reason.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That just reminded me I need to buy another grounding mat because Dave's got it downstairs.
Yes, Dave's got it. You need yours.
Yes.
I'm not sharing.
That's right.
Yeah. This was awesome. I think such great information. And Michelle, I have a favor to ask. If you'll do like a Michelle's favorite things that you email Angie, and then we'll attach it in the show notes as well, just some of the stuff that you talked about. So make it quick and easy for the listeners
audience
to find it and what you're using.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
And make sure you have your contact info and all that stuff too. So we'll put that in the notes. Yeah.
Yes, I will. And I will I'll include that list of blood work just so that you all have it. But if anybody wanted to email me, I'll send it to them directly as well.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
This was
we want to equip people with the ammunition to go take care of themselves and advocate for themselves.
Yes.
Well,
beautiful.
Michelle, as always, I mean, I have heard your powerful story, but every time I hear it, I just am still in awe, and I just love how you just didn't accept what the doctors were saying because you knew. And I say this all the time, like, look, people out there, they're experts. You are the one and only expert of you. Yes. No one else is the expert of you. Yes. So if something doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right. There's something going on. Yes. And you know that. And so, like Michelle said, don't stop. Keep advocating for yourself, listeners. You know, don't take, oh, you're just getting older, you know, that's part of your genetics. No, those are not acceptable answers.
You're just like your mom.
Yeah, you're just like your mom. Right, exactly. Oh, someone said that to me. I'm fighting words. So my advice, or I should say my recommendation would be, if you find yourself stuck, if you find yourself where no one else is listening to you, reach out to Michelle. Have a conversation with Michelle. And
I can even give them a list of questions to ask the doctor, so you're driving the conversation, not a passenger.
Yes, I love that. Yeah. And so use Michelle as a resource. She is a wealth of information, and take advantage of her expertise and bring her into into your health, and so that you can be more empowered and feel like you said, you're in the driver's seat, and she's not going to steer you wrong. I mean, I can attest to that for sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Angie. I appreciate it. Lori and Ann, it was so great to be here with you as well.
It's nice
So
to meet you
do-
too, and thank you for all of the valuable
yes.
tidbits. I feel like I have so many things I want to run out and do now.
Yes,
That's
exactly,
good.
exactly. So,
Yes.
Michelle, any parting wisdom that you'd like to share with our audience before we end this?
Yeah, just be confident in who you are, especially as women. We have an intuition. Use it. Don't cast it aside because somebody in a white coat told you otherwise. Embrace your intuition and run with it. Because if I had accepted what they told me my life was going to look like, I would not be a happy camper today,
Oh,
right? So
you might
just,
not even be here today.
I
Right,
know, right? Yeah,
right.
They've written
exactly.
you
So
off.
stand up and say no.
Yes,
No.
yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Wow, what
Beautiful.
a great episode, listeners. I am confident that you have enjoyed this. Let us know. Put some comments in the show notes, give us a rating, get in contact with Michelle. Truly, ask your questions. She will be more than happy to answer questions and get you steered in the right direction so that you can be in the driver's seat of your own health. So until next time, listeners, this is the Unapologetically Unstoppable Women podcast.
Bye. Be unapologetic.